What was it like to work with Donald Trump? I mean, you couldn't have looked into the crystal ball because it's been years ago now.
Right.
You couldn't have looked into the crystal ball and seen where that was going to go.
Right.
What was it like to work there?
Yeah, I mean, nobody knew he'd be now our president, and all I can do is, political beliefs aside, speak about my experience that I had with Trump and the Trump family, and it was a good one. It was a great one. He was nothing but respectful to me. I think his kids were phenomenal, specifically Ivanka. I have two daughters of my own, and I look across that boardroom table and thought, I would like a lot of those traits to be instilled into my daughter. And you can tell that they had to work hard for what they have, and they were respectful to me. And the Trump family invited me back. I got to spend time with them after the show, and that was probably the best 2 or 3 hours of that particular experience.
How long were you on the show?
So I was on the show. I think I was fired like week 7 or 8.
What's it like to hear that you're fired?
It's pretty surreal. I always tell people I've only been fired from one job in my lifetime, and it was by the president of the United States. So it was pretty special. But it was pretty surreal. It was a double firing at the time, so it was a big one.
Yeah. So why did you get fired?
I had to run a task, and the task was a women's shoe fashion show. I don't need to say much else other than I know nothing about women's shoes and fashion shows.
Well, I will tell. Let me give you a little education. There's something called, the stuff that you have go to. Then there's something called the 2-hour shoes. That after 2 hours, your wife's going to give you that look. She's going to shoot you that look across the bow, and you better do something about it. So, knowing nothing about women's shoes.
Nothing about shoes, nothing about fashion shows. I mean, the minute I was delivered the task, I pretty much knew the end was in sight, and we just tried to have fun with it and roll with it. And ultimately, obviously, it was men versus women on that particular episode, and obviously the women prevailed.
Oh, women are always going to kick your butt when it comes to
right.
shoes. There's a reason why we have 100 pairs and you have 3.